It's been a while since I've made a video. I have a job and a wife and hobbies and a great deal of apathy, so that's how it goes. But I want to make a video here. It's about a topic of new atheism or new atheists. Well, I guess I should probably explain a few things that you probably notice here that are a little bit different. I do have a new camera. It's HD with a pretty nice lens, and I did lose a little weight recently. I do some bodybuilding, and I did a fat loss phase not too long ago. So then the glasses are a new thing also. I noticed my vision wasn't quite perfect a few years ago, and just lately I had some trouble with eye strain and that, so ended up getting glasses. But anyway, back to the question of new atheism. First, let me define a few important things. First, where the term comes from. You hear it from both the religious and a group I call atheist butts. Atheist butts are atheists who typically start a speech with the phrase, "I'm an atheist, but..." or something along those lines. Richard Dawkins refers to what they do as atheist buttery, a term I have adopted myself. What comes after the but is apologies for religion and some illogic about how we should all just keep quiet and stay at the back of the bus. So it is these atheist butts and the religious who use the term new atheist and new atheism. What they mean by that is any of the more recent atheist authors and what they write about, as well as anyone who enjoys their works and identifies with their point of view. Usually the examples are the Four Horsemen, Richard Dawkins, Dan Dennett, Christopher Hitchens, and Sam Harris, as well as a few others like maybe Victor Stenger and A.C. Grayling or blogger P.Z. Myers. However, they characterize these people as mean, shrill, and strident. That really doesn't seem to be the case at all if you read their writings on the subject. In fact, I can't think of anyone who goes out of his way to be nice about it more than Dan Dennett. Dawkins, who is the most popular and well-known, is likewise the most criticized. Dawkins is actually pretty patient and nice about it for the most part. He may raise the tone a little when making a point about the ugly side of theology, but that's really only the occasional point. Christopher Hitchens is the only one that can really be classified as being strongly anti-theist. This also is not new. The science may be updated as we learn more, but the arguments remain the same. For example, Bertrand Russell started saying these sorts of things nearly 100 years ago. One need only read his book, Why I Am Not a Christian, to see that there is nothing new about this sort of style or the arguments. Why I Am Not a Christian was published in 1957 and is a collection of earlier essays. Of particular note is the first essay written in 1927, which the book was named after. Bertrand Russell could also be quite harsh at times. In fact, of any of the new, or at least more recent authors, only Christopher Hitchens can match his harsh and anti-theist tone. However, even they fall short of the accusations of stridency leveled by the religious and the atheist butts. So as you can see, it is not new or strident and mean-spirited, so there was no new atheism or new atheists, at least until about a year ago or so. Lately, there does seem to be a new atheism. There aren't any published authors or even well-known bloggers in this category. There does seem to be plenty of them on YouTube. They go around doing all the hateful things we have long been accused of. You will see them going around picking on religious people who are just minding their own business. I'm not talking about nutty fundies here. I'm just talking about your typical religious people. If you look around on YouTube, you will see them here and there harassing the religious, just spewing an endless array of obscenities at them. You know, the sort of behavior you usually get from fundies. These are the people that just have a poor grasp of the arguments and the reason why belief in God is irrational. They usually just parrot something that they heard from someone else about lack of evidence and quote a popular catchphrase, plus something barbaric from the Bible, and then just start in with belittling and making fun of religious people. I find it quite irrational to harass people just because you don't like what they believe in. It's also just lending credibility to all that new atheist bullshit I've grown so tired of hearing about. The religious and the atheist butts just make it up, and now we have a bunch of morons living up to it. I have brought up two different varieties of irrational atheists. Both of them are very bad for the secular movement and really give atheism a bad name. They both personify anger and hate. One of them directs it outwardly, the other directs it inwardly. There is no reason to accept the injustice of the religious as the atheist butts would. There is also no reason to inflict that injustice on others as these living atheist stereotypes would do. In fact, there is no reason to hold on to any sort of irrationality or allow oneself to be completely ruled by emotion. As atheists, they have of course let go of that one little delusion called God. But that is just one of many. They should let go of the rest of them as well. Atheism is simply the rational position on the God claim. One should endeavor to take the rational position on everything. Now, this is the point in the video where most people ask you to favorite it and subscribe and all that shit. But I just find that pathetic, so as you've noticed, I never do that. And in fact, I really don't make these videos for the sort of people who would just do something because you ask them to. That's just not what I'm about. And I really don't need any fanboys that, you know, just suck up every word of mine and you know, kiss my ass. I have no use for that. So, as usual, I do nothing of the sort.